What's up guys? I know you guys are probably shocked to see a video from me today, and that is the whole point. So I'm gonna start trying to bring you guys some videos, during the weekday, but I will always continue to upload every single Sunday. Yes, every single Sunday. So to those who are subscribed, hey, and to those who are not subscribed, then welcome to the channel. Let's get right into the video. So I've been investing for quite some time now, and during my journey I had to teach myself quite a few things, but there are some answers I just couldn't find anywhere on the internet, on YouTube whatsoever. So you guys are probably, you guys probably have some questions that you can't find the answer to either, or you're trying to figure out, and that's why I'm here. So I will be letting you guys know what those questions were, and hopefully I will be answering some questions that you do have, or some question that you don't even know that you have. Alright, so the first thing is the almighty 4% that everyone speaks about. So not the 4% rule, because I do understand the 4% rule, but for me it was just, how do I get this 4% income that you're meant to get every single year, that is so precious and dearly for every single dividend investor out there. So for those of you who don't know, let's just assume you invested £1 million into the stock market. So you invested £1 million, and the rule is that you're gonna take 4% of that every single year, which will be £40,000, and that's what you have to yourself that you can spend. And you just continue to reinvest and reinvest, but you're allowed to take 4% to yourself, because of course you do want to pay yourself. So after all the researching and stuff for a very, very long time, I don't know why, maybe I was the only one that found this difficult anyway, to just understand where the money comes from. But the answer to this question is simply that you take this 4% from part of the dividends and part of the stocks. Because the fear is, I don't sell stocks. Like I try not to sell. I invest into the stock and I just let it ride for 10 years, 5 years, whatever it is, right? So I don't sell. So to me, I was wondering, am I gonna just earn all of this from the dividends? Because of course you also get told to reinvest your dividends back, right? That's the ultimate dividend rule as well. You invest your dividends back into the stock market for compound interest, is what everyone should do. So I was wondering, you have to invest your dividends back. You have to invest, don't sell any stocks. So where's my 4% gonna come from? Am I gonna earn anything? So anyway, eventually I figured out, cool, that makes sense. I guess you sell some stocks, you get some for some dividends as well. But the point is that you just don't go over this 4%. So whatever the case you do, how it happens, don't go over this 4% per year, not 4% per month, 4% per year. Okay, so the next thing I was struggling with was, how do I track my portfolio? How do I measure, or how do I check how much each company is paying me, or how much am I gonna earn every single month? Just things along that line. So it was just something that was bothering me. And I checked the internet and stuff. Most websites are charging me about £300 a year and stuff. I was invested into about 30 stocks, right? So it was a bit difficult to go over every single one, keep track of what's doing well, what's not doing well, and just to put everything in a simple format, until I came across this. So I'm just gonna show you guys. Let's move over to my laptop right here. So right here you can see all the different stocks that I'm invested into in a simple format. I have the symbols, I have the sectors, it has the share prices, market price, every single thing. The major thing here is that it tells me my dividend yield on all the stocks. It tells me my annual income. So at this moment in time, I am earning $107 per year. Yeah, that's probably £70, £75 per year. And look, so it also tells me my annual dividend yield, so how much my whole portfolio together is giving me. So right here, this stat is important simply because it helps me to know if I'm too high or too low. Because when you're too high in dividend yield, it probably means you have a lot of risky stocks that are just giving out a lot of dividends, but they can't even maintain that value. This is something I can actually share with you guys. If you guys do want this, I can actually share it with you. Just let me know down in the comments. I can share this with you. I'll probably talk about that in another video. Also, you can see my transactions, all the stocks I bought, what value I bought them for. Everything is all linked together. Everything is linked together. And now here you can see my sector breakdown and what amount of money I have invested in a particular sector. I don't think it's completely accurate, or it might be actually. Yeah, it might be. I haven't checked this in a minute, to be fair. But right here it says I have 27 in energy, which of course, energy and health and stuff are, booming right now. So it's pretty simple, right? So let's say, for example, I want to add Apple into the portfolio. All I have to do is press enter, and right there, Apple comes up anyway, and I press enter, and you can see that the company name comes up, the market price, everything is just set for you. Literally everything is there, and all I have to do is just put in the amount of shares that I have. So I can say I have 5 shares of Apple, and again, boom, everything else comes up. I can put the average price in, and it just sets everything up for me the way I want it to be. This was something I was looking for, just because, you know, having this sort of structure and clarity, just your whole investment portfolio just runs smoothly. It's easier to track things, it's easier to know how many shares you have in certain things. Now, another thing that most people do ask me is, how much do I start with? How much do I put into the investment? What do I do at the beginning? Do I put in £1, £1,000, £100? My answer to this, based on my experience, is that it's just better to start with a value or with an amount that will enable you to buy a share of every single stock. So if you have 5 shares and each share is going to be £1, for example, then I'll say just put in £5 at the start, you know, buy a share of every single stock, test the water, see how it moves. The reason for this is, I was at a point, initially I used to put £1 into every stock just to test it, right? But the annoying part is you end up having 0.1 share of, you know, Coca-Cola, or 0.2 share of Apple. Like those 0 point something and all of that gets annoying, because it doesn't really show you the true value of how much you can gain back and stuff, because the value is just so little. But if you want simplicity and you want things to just look smooth and just be easier for you, then I would recommend starting with, you know, let's say £100, £200, just so you can buy a full share of a couple stocks when you first start. Then eventually you can be putting in the £20, £30, but just something that's substantial enough that it shows growth in your portfolio. Because when you're adding, let's say £1 every single day, the problem is that you'll barely notice it, and it might end up feeling like nothing's improving or nothing is changing. So yeah, just adding bigger amounts and stuff will just make you feel more satisfied. So as a beginner, one big thing you're definitely trying to figure out is what stocks to invest into. The stock market is full with multiple stocks and multiple companies, and just several companies that pay you dividends, but is the dividend enough? Is the dividend yield too big? You know, is the EPS, you know, too high? There's just so much information that you have to sort of think about before you invest. So the big question was, what is the right stock to invest into? You know, what should you be looking for? You don't want to put your money into something then end up going down or losing like £50, or it goes down by 500% in like 2 days. You don't want all of that. So you want to make sure you're investing in the right stock that will obviously bloom and, you know, that you can cherish to bring you a whole lot of dividends. So for me, I was able to figure this one out by trial and error. This is the thing, don't be afraid to invest, right? But as long as you invest in something all right at least. So don't be afraid to invest, especially in dividends. Dividend stocks don't exactly just shoot up and shoot back down, and you know, you end up losing a ton of money. That doesn't really happen, but don't be afraid to lose money. Your stock might be down by 10%. Just be patient. Again, if you're going to be a dividend investor anyway, I would recommend that you invest in for 3, 4, 5, 6 years anyway. So it's going to go back up at some point. Yeah, hopefully. So I was able to use several websites just to, you know, read on different stocks and just see what I'm looking for. As soon as you learn the terminologies and what means what, and, you know, knowing that you should try to have stocks that have at least, you know, like 2 to 4%, you know, dividend yield and all of that, then you just keep on adding these values with other factors just to establish what stocks are right. So a good example now is Coke. So Coke is something that is a stock that has been paying dividends for years and years and years and years. So no matter what goes on in the world, or any crisis, or the market crashes, they continue to pay dividends. So the key thing you have to realize is, cool, why are they able to do that? They have a high market cap. You know, why are they able to continue to do these things? Then you eventually notice that you'll find other stocks similar to Coke or Coca-Cola that pays dividends over and over. And these kind of stocks are the ones you want to invest into, because you don't want to invest in stocks that will cut their yield or their dividend yield or their dividend payout, you know, every couple of months and stuff. You want stocks that will continue to pay you more and more, increase the dividend yield for 20 years straight, 30 years straight, ones that actually have a high dividend payout as well. Because technically, the more you get paid, the more money you earn. Not even technically, that is exactly how it works. The more you get paid, the more money you earn, the more happy you are, the more money you have to invest back into the market. So all I had to do was just do a couple of research myself. Of course, I also use YouTube to listen to, you know, a few other investors as well, see what they're invested into, but I didn't just go straight for what they said. I always, you know, get a brief idea of, cool, they invested into Coca-Cola or Tesla or whatever the case is. And then I consider, okay, cool, let me do my research on this, figure out how much dividends they pay, figure out their EPS and, you know, their dividend yield and how long they've been paying dividends for, and have they cut their dividends anytime, you know, recently, and what their dividend per share is. So there's just these key things that you should always search for before you invest into any stock, so that way you realize if it's stable. Some websites actually give a dividend safety score, which helps you or gives you an idea to know how safe these stocks are, and you know, if they're gonna cut the dividends. So, you know, a couple weeks ago I mentioned in a video, just saying now, I realized how a bunch of stocks I was invested into weren't exactly safe. So that way I was able to readjust my portfolio a little bit, reinvest in some couple new stocks that I'm actually happy about, and these ones I plan on keeping for a very long time. So I do hope you find this video useful. Hopefully you at least learned one thing out of the 4 things that I didn't know or that I was struggling to figure out, and hopefully you are going to continue to invest, continue to find better stocks to invest into, and your dividend investment or your growth investment journey will be brilliant and better than the way I started. And that's a wrap. Thank you guys for being here today. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy the content. I will see you guys every single Sunday, and hopefully sometimes during the week. And yeah, take care.